Hello everyone, and welcome to round 15 of the Japanese Grand Prix of AOR F1 PS3 Sunday. As we now see, we are out to start our last qualifying lap of this session with so far set a 38.0, which is a pretty dreadful lap for us, if we're honest, but so we're going to have another go at it, get a bit wider as we start inactivating the DRS up into 7th, and we will stick it into 7th and disable the DRS before turn 1 as we brake hard halfway through turn 1 roughly, down turn 2 very nicely, not touching the curb on the outside of turn 2 too hardly, now through the S's, I believe it is, of sector 1, trying to stick to every apex on the inside as closely as possible, getting as little wheel spin as possible. I haven't showed you the setup where we've just gone the standard stock setup, and for this race we tried to learn a different way of driving. We've been a lot more careful on the throttle, just for the sake of we believe it's faster, and as you can see at the moment it's pretty much showing that case as well. As we've gone 7 tenths up in the first sector alone on that time, which is one of our best times so far. I think it is, at least, as now see getting nice traction out the hairpin as Bad Boy pulls over very nicely this time. Thank you very much. As he then retires duly from the session, as we pick up braking point at the 100 metre board, throw it in it, stick in the 4th, put it back into 3rd. Try to hit the inside apex very late there so you don't run too wide, haven't done that, luckily. Powering down towards 130R, which is completely flat out on the wheel, and should be no problem whatsoever. Getting the right line is very important because you can carry extra speed through in 7th as you brake just before the 100 metre board and throw it in, avoiding cutting both the right and the left hand corner before powering towards the line on the inside line, activating DRS and going across the line, set a 1:36.8. Now looking at the qualifying results, Norway has taken pole position yet again on a 35.4, followed by Kieran in 2nd and Coddy in the 2nd, McLaren in 3rd, Russ qualifying 5th astonishingly, and Phil, our teammate, all the way down in 12th. Onto the starting grid for this Japanese Grand Prix then, of AOR. There our tank is in pole position, we sit in 5th, and our teammate Phil in 12th. The lights will be coming on, we stick it into lean in hopes of getting a good start. And now we have 4 lights, we have 5, and they are out very quickly. As Rafa seems to get a very poor initial start from lag, but we've got an even worse one, losing 2 positions already off the start before turn 1, possibly losing the 3rd one as we try around the outside small area, not sure about that. Wingsman's now on our inside, about to take us. He's actually taken us, we're down into P7 already, and Rafa's seeming to be lagging a bit around as Pepper's now gone down inside. This is a dreadful start down at P8 as he takes out Pepper on the outside, he just smashes him off onto the grass, as we now luckily get through on the inside. Well, no, we made contact, and now his car's just vanished as Pepper went round the outside of us. Very nice. I can suspect what's to come in this race if that's just the opening lap. Luckily we should not be close enough to each other for the rest of the race for something stupid like that to happen. Honestly guys, if you know what happened, like seriously, apart from the word lag, then tell me, because I can't figure it out still after looking it back many times at start, because he just vanishes after I turned into that corner. I don't think you explode from getting turned in on. Maybe you do, I don't know. Never have been myself, but it's getting dreadful understeer from being behind Pepper through Spoon. It's one thing we forgot to take into consideration for this race. All our practicing was done in clean air, where we were at the front with no drivers around us, and now for most of this race we'll run in the dirty air, so our tyre life will be a lot worse than what we expected, even though we are planning to pit on lap 10 and 17 for primes on lap 10 and then options for the last stint, so option prime option. We hope to get past Pepper. We've got the slipstream while we consider making a move onto him into turn 1. Not really, but we get really close to the back of him down in turn 1. He either brakes very early or he lifted off before turn 1. I'm not sure what he did, but he got very close to the rear of him there at turn 1, trying to stick as hard as we can at those inside apexes and trying not to differ off the racing line or This is at least what we define as our racing line. So we get a bit of oversteer on the tree, which means we end up onto the grass. We'll just skip onwards to lap 3. We're still behind Pepper with Luke now. See, Larky, whatever it says behind us. I can't quite read that. As our focus is still shifted towards getting past Pepper, and as you can see, Wingsman seems to be ahead of him. Just so we've caught up to him. The leaders are starting to get a bit away, but we're doing reasonable pace at the moment. As we've now activated DRS, gonna have a look on Pepper down inside into turn 1. Cleared him before turn 1. Make sure we close the DRS so don't get, but we get tapped from behind from him. He's down our inside. We will try and hold it around the outside to turn 2. Get the inside line for turn 3 as we just about nipped to the apex before him, and we're going to try and stick to every apex here very nicely so that he won't try and eye up a move, or at least he'll have to go round the outside a long way, which it didn't look like he tried to, but he stayed on the back of us for quite a few laps actually, until we made a bit of a mistake there. Out of spoon, it's going to cost us to run all the way down to 130R. I think you can see he was already almost side by side with us, going down towards 130R. It's not the corner you want to be side by side with. Definitely not with a pad user who will understeer into you. But luckily, it looks like he's decided to fall in behind us and just understeered straight off the corner, which meant he was no threat to us for that point onwards. At least for not a few laps as we got up to the back of Wingsman. Going into the last chicane, tap his rear, his right rear, sorry. As he gets very close, and we now get massive oversteer on exit after having been slowed down so much, not having a rear downforce that we needed through the exit of that chicane. But now we've got DRS, we're going to eye up and move possibly. No, we brake a bit early, a bit stunned by the fact that Wingsman's pitted braked so early as well, and we've been taken down inside by Pepper. Fantastic opportunistic move by him, but a dreadful decision for us to stay behind Wingsman and get on the brakes at the wrong points, and then not being able to trail brake through turn 1. Rather, I just don't know what I thought at that given point of time really. I just was absolutely stunned that he broke that early and weaved a bit, and then we just slammed on the brakes in caution, and then Pepper just flew down the inside of us. But anyway, we'll get a small tap there from Rafa behind, and we actually club the bollards on inside, and then we cut the next one because well, we knew we'd end it in the gravel if we didn't try and just cut the corner straight ahead. But we are now going. He's now got DRS on us. We haven't. We've dropped DRS to Pepper ahead. Going towards turn 1, get a little tap on the way in, and then we get a huge smack from the rear, and he goes straight past us. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Please stop. Wait. Something? Anything? You just cooked my left front tyre and my left rear to some extent. They're going to be terrible body analyst in now. Thank you very much. That was genuinely a milder version of what I was thinking at the time, especially considering what he'd done to us on lap 1 when he hit us as well. That cost us a bit of time. As you can see on lap 8 they're all pitted. Our planned pit stop lap is lap 8. No, because they're pitted on lap 8. We planned to pit on lap 10 for you. Sorry about that. Lap 10 we've planned to pit. We know they can go that fast, and we know the options are a lot faster than the primes. For me they are, at least, even when they're pretty worn. But on the end of lap 9 going on to lap 10 any second through the last chicane. Don't know if it's a chicane actually. Someone tell me if it is, or what it's the definition of it, because I do not know what it is really. But you can see Colliard and Kieran behind have closed up to us there, effectively a pit stop ahead of us as we now pull to the inside. We want to let them both pass without getting held up or holding them up. As we go to the inside, brake early. Kieran's on our outside. No, what's happened there? Oh my god. Where Kieran and us have come together at turn 1. I don't deem that a fault of my own, so I'll carry on. Seemed like I don't think we get a tap. I just think we lost the rear at that given point a bit too early. As you can hear, I don't know if you heard it, the engineer said you have damaged your rear diffuser and will have reduced downforce. I've never ever heard that happen, but that's at least what it feels like at this given point, I can tell you that, because we've got no grip. And I'm just sticking with this lap because it's probably the most entertaining lap I've had, I think, that doesn't involve crushing. It's because Wingsman and Rafa and that group, which pitted on lap 8 right 2 laps ago, as you can see, are now 2.1 seconds behind. So they've gained 20 seconds on us. Most of those 20 seconds lost at the beginning of this lap. But, as you can imagine, we do not want to let any of these three cars behind us past, because we're sitting quite nicely in fourth, as I actually know Norway tank sneaked past us as well at the same time when we collided with Kieran. But now we try and stay as close to the apex and not give Winsman any possible exit. He must know something's wrong at this point, given the fact that we've lost an entire pit stop to him, theoretically, if you think about it. It's not just that our tyres have gone off, of course they have now, they're completely dead. See, the rear tyres are absolutely cooking. I've been in a fry pan or something for the last 10 laps. In fact, it's only been about a number of laps as we slide our way out the last corner, aiming to get into the pit lane. Yep, we're getting into the pit lane, thank God for that. Fitting the prime tyres then. At last. They're very slow, but we have to run, of course, as it is not a wet race, as we have clear weather in AOR F1, thanks to us wheel users, which are very bad at coping with wet weather. So we now get the DRS on lap 12, not many laps later on Winsman. He's made some mistake of some kind to lose the entire pit stop back on us. As you can see, Bad Boy's actually behind us, which is good for us now, being ahead of both of our rivals. Our teammate Phil is the one next up. No, it's not now, it's Jacko. They've switched positions as well, like we have with Winsman. Nice to see Phil is ahead of us. I believe he's on a one-stopper, whilst we turn to a two-stopper, but then remember we have been caught up in incidents, which has effectively at the moment made us the equivalent of a 3 to 4 stopper. But after that overtake, not much happened in that middle stint on the prime tyres. We were ridiculously slow and came into pit at the end of lap 17 as planned, fitting the option tyres for the last stint, as we on lap 19 have started to close up to Jacko, but we lost connection to Pepper, sadly. For him, it is connected. As we are at the back of Jacko now, but some of you might have heard of the phenomenon of a ghost car in F1 2014. It's basically where a car drives itself like an AI car, even though, of course, the bloke is driving his own car. There's a few people have had problems with my car doing that, and also Noah Tank's car doing that. And it's definitely lag related, as you can see. I don't think what's happening now on screen of getting taken out, no one possibly could go that slow, unless they were doing it 1,000,000% on purpose, because they wanted me to finish behind someone else, possibly. But as you can see, you go through there. Whoa, through 130R, that was very close. Cool with Jacko. Just spotted briefly, he actually had no front wing, which is very weird how he somehow managed to go through Spoon, and that's somehow a good considerable speed. Kind of thing, but it was really weird how he stopped right on the apex. But anyway, we will move on to the last lap of the race. The only reason I'm showing this lap is out of interest of some more lag related issues, which is, if you're very observant and like following gaps on timing screens, you will pay closely attention to the gap between me and Jacko, because down across the line it was 0.08 seconds, I think, or 0.8, wherever it was. But can you see him in his mirrors, in my mirrors? Or can you see his proximity arrow? Or can you see him whenever I look back? Because I cannot see him. I'm completely lost. At this point, his timing hasn't actually come up. There it comes up 9 seconds. This was a phenomenon that happened throughout the last stint after he ran wide, and we thought he pitted, but we had no idea what actually happened to him. But he was like constantly between 5 seconds and 0.0 seconds from us all the time, the last few laps, and we never saw him. And I have no idea what's happening. I've experienced it in GT6 before, but never in F1. But I'll just leave you to figure that one out for yourself, as I'll move on to, as you can see, Codyard has won the race. I think our collision with Kieran kind of took him out of the battle for the lead, but so that left Codyard with an easy victory, possibly. I don't know, I wasn't up there. But we now come sliding a bit through the last chicane, powering down towards the line to come home to take P7 from P5 on the grid. Not the worst result we have had. As you can see, Codyard won. Nano Tank comes home in second with Kieran in third. And amazingly, ladies and gentlemen, our teammate Phil has got his personal best finish in fourth. Congratulations to him. With Luke in fifth, Rafa in sixth, us in seventh, Jacko in eighth, Bad Boy 9th, and Wingsman to round out the finishers down in 10th. On to the standings, and currently for this AOR F1 PS3 Sunday League of Season 9, Navatank still leads the way, quite a massive 42 points ahead of Codiard in 2nd, with Kieran in 3rd. Jacko is 4th now ahead of us in 5th. We are on 90 points, quite nicely. Bad Boy's behind us, a full 16 points. Wingsman's not far behind, and Phil is now right behind him. And we'll be eyeing up that move on possibly 4th in the drivers, but at the moment our aim is definitely to secure this 5th place from both Bad Boy and Wingsman. As for now, we'll take a look at the constructors, which still pretty much looks the same really. McLaren still lead the way, with Williams in 2nd, Mercedes in 3rd, Torosso in 4th, us in 5th, Ferrari only 11 points off them now, so we are definitely eyeing up a move towards getting them very soon in the future, as Bad Boy is the only one racing for them currently. However, moving on to the matter of the next round, guys, it is the Russian Grand Prix at Sochi, round 16 track, which is new to the calendar, a track which I have yet to race properly. A lot of the drivers will not have raced much of it either. Such a new track with very long straights, equally balanced between the pad and wheel, I believe, from what I know, but I don't know a lot about it. But we hope to get a good result nevertheless, and possibly provide some great racing around this track, which did so in real life. But until next time, guys, I will see you all next time for the AOR F1 round 16 at the Russian Grand Prix.